Okay, so this is what the beginning. We're just ideating on putting together the contracts or structuring our deal for this merger. So I can't show you all the details as you see my hands here. What I can show you is this and some other things, but we're just trying to put together how we're going to structure the deal. As you see here, deal terms, equity. That's all I can show you. That's all I can show you. But stay tuned.
So I stand corrected. Before, I think it was last episode, I said that this was an acquisition, but I want to be really clear. It's more of a merger than an acquisition. So what I'm finding is, and this is my first time doing like a merger of sorts, so it gets really complicated. There's a lot of different moving parts. You're bringing different cultures together. You're integrating at different levels of the business stack. So it's a lot more complicated. I'm learning a lot, but it's just a matter of just being prepared and really understanding what you're getting into, doing all the due diligence that you need to get done to make sure that it's as smooth as possible. I know there's going to be a lot of hiccups as we go through this whole process. It should take 90 days for it to go all the way through. But I just want to just add some more clarity to what this transaction actually is. So I'm back here at the path. I really like this. It's a really cool spot, and it's actually literally cool. It's like the sun doesn't get in between because all the two buildings are back to back. So with that said, I just want to add some more clarity to that. I'm about to work outside for about a half hour and then head to the office. So if you can see here, like, what it does is it actually like expands and adds more complexity to my parent company, which is oh wow, it's in the wind, which is TFX right here. So what it does is it actually like expands and makes me have to reorganize a little bit and restructure my parent company as well, my holding company as well. So if you're interested in this activity of mergers and acquisitions, what I would suggest for you to do is Google it. Just Google, do it right now. Google M&A, mergers and acquisition, and see what comes up. Also, you can go on YouTube and find other things, but it's, it's a method of business of just merging and acquiring with other companies. It's a lot more complicated than that. I'm making it very simple, but I just want to show you like how it's affecting my business and restructuring as well. So when I was at the coffee shop, I had to like really lay it down really quick. I typically don't like to sign NDAs this early in the conversation, but some let me bring it up here a little bit. But sometimes, depending on what I'm talking about in terms of looking at companies to get some of the financials, I'll sign it. But in the beginning, like the very first meeting, I usually don't sign NDAs, but I'm really curious to see what, more about this agency, another agency that I'm looking at right now. Just kind of lift up the hoods. But yeah, this is an NDA. If you don't know, it's a non-disclosure agreement. You can Google it if you want to, but I'm about to head to my office. But just looking at this right now, I just messaged him to see, what's the purpose of the NDA before I even sign it. So I'll let you know if I sign it or not. All right, I was able to grab something to eat. I'm heading to my office right now. But one of the things that I'm thinking about is, as your business becomes more complex, it's going to require more of you to work on the business and not in the business. So I was feeling those growing pains because, we all want to grow, and sometimes the media romanticizes this growth at all costs, but there's a lot of growing pains that comes with that growth. And the question is, are you able to withstand the pain of growth? Are you able to withstand the pain of growth so that when you are growing, A, you're prepared for it, and B, you have the team and the shoulders to carry the growth? Because it's painful more than anything. And it's a lie to believe the fact that it's anything different. It's very painful. It's mentally painful. But the joy is that you're actually doing the thing you want to do, and then you're serving customers that you want to serve. You're serving clients. You're doing things that you want to be doing. That's where the joy comes from. But don't get it twisted. It's painful. It's painful. So I spend about an hour or two just drawing out, and I showed you this earlier, just drawing out, my organization, drawing out the people in the organization, and then you just want to make sure that whoever's experiencing that pain with you, who's helping you, who's partnered with you, you want to make sure that people are empowered to do their best work. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm about to head into the office, have a meeting coming up in like an hour or so. So stay tuned. Walked in that office and I found a paperclip. Uh-oh. These are little signs for me. Partnerships, like, especially if they're like just commission based, that, it almost is very transactional, which is cool if that's what the thing is. But one of the things I want to bring to the conversation is like how can we add even more value than just like being like the number one vendor for their company. How can we even like if we're doing like speaking engagements, how can we integrate them into that? How can we help them in other areas as well, beyond just the transaction of the partnership itself? Does that make sense? We'll build this over time, but we should be thinking about like, how do we have a system of co-marketing with our partners? How can we create content with them? What can we do to help them reduce churn, especially if it's a SaaS company? Events, like how can we integrate events and help them expand their footprint? And I think that because doing that would set us apart from other agencies just trying to find these partnership deals. You feel? Sometimes you get what you pray for. And the question is, are you ready when it comes? Do you have the infrastructure in place? And when I say infrastructure, I'm talking about the mental infrastructure, the spiritual infrastructure, and the infrastructure that it takes to actually run the business itself, or whatever it is that the blessing that you prayed for. So with that said, I am done for the day. It's a long day today. If you made it this far in the video, you know what? You might as well just go ahead and subscribe, because you just don't know what's going to happen next episode. And neither do I. Peace.